In this video, I will show you how to attach the center or the center back of the Roza top, and also how to make the bottom edge of the Roza top. Okay, so here is my project. This is version A, but it will be the same process for all three versions. So this is already blocked. It is fully dry. This is the right side and this is the wrong side. So we're gonna fold the top over like this, so we have right sides facing. We're gonna line them up. So as you can see here, I haven't attached the thread yet. It's still my working thread, like this. So now we're going to crochet along this seam here using slip stitches to attach both sides. So I'm gonna grab my hook and then I'm going to place it like this, so that is easier. And if your stitch count is correct, then you should have the same stitches here as you do here. So you can go ahead and count that first, so you know you'll have the same stitches. Okay, so I'm gonna start here. To get a nice edge, we want to not crochet into any of these loops, so they will be visible on the front. But this one is fine. So, okay, let's see here. This would be the first stitch. Then I'm going to find the first stitch here as well, or rather the very last stitch. And I'm not going into this loop, I'm going into the back loop. So the same loop that you would go into if you were half double crocheting, as you can see here. So I'm gonna go into this loop. Then I'm going to grab this loop that is already working here. Okay, and then I'm gonna pull that through both loops and chain one. Okay, so for the next one, find the next loop or the next stitch right here, and then the next one on the other side as well. Yarn over, pull through, and then I'm just gonna slip stitch. I'm gonna pull through again. Next one. Just like this. And you're going to continue all the way to the end. And this, as I said before, will be the same no matter which version of the Roza top you're making. It's just that this length will vary depending on which version it is. As you can see here on the other side, we will get a nice seam where you can see both of these and both of these. Okay, so keep going with the slip stitches and I'll meet you at the end. Alright, so now the two sides are fully attached. This is what it looks like. I'm going to now turn the top inside out or right side out. We can see what the seam looks like right here. And as you can see, it's barely even visible, which is nice. Okay, so now it's time to do the bottom edge of the top. And for this, there are essentially two options. So either you can make one row of single crochet along the edge, because with the stitch combination, the edge tends to slightly curl up, and if you blocked your project, this will be less noticeable, but it might still happen. So it's nice to make a little edge here. I can show you with the other tops I made. This is version C, as you can see in the back. And here you can see that I've made a single row of single crochet. And this is also quite tight, so it keeps the edge folded down. Okay, so that's option 1. Option 2 is to make a slightly longer edge and insert an elastic band. So for this top, I'm going to insert the elastic band. I'll show you both options, of course, but I will be inserting this one along the bottom edge. Okay, so let's see here. So you should be right here at the bottom edge now. Let's get that away. And if you want to do option 1, where you just make a single row of single crochet, then I suggest, unless the top is already super tight on you, I suggest doing 1 single crochet for every row of yarn over slip stitches and 1 single crochet for every row of half double crochet. I'll show you what that looks like. So it's gonna be a bit tricky because there are no actual stitches here along the edge to go into, so you'll just have to do your best, I guess. But so first single crochet, and then here into the row of half double crochet, and then 1 into this row to push your needle through or your hook through, and then 1 crochet, single crochet into this row. So as you can see here, there's basically 1 single crochet per row of the body. However, if you are doing option 2 with the elastic band, I suggest making 1 single crochet per row of yarn over slip stitches, and then 2 single crochets per row of half double crochets. This will make this edge slightly more loose, but since we are inserting the elastic band, it will be tighter either way. Okay, so option 2. I've already made 1 single crochet here into the first row, and I'm gonna make 2 more in for the next row. 1 and 2. 1 for the next row, and then 2 for this row. You'll have to find where you can insert your hook. It's kind of difficult to see sometimes. It can be a bit tricky, but that's fine. Okay, so you're gonna continue with this all the way around. And I will meet you when we're back here. Alright, so now I have crocheted all the way around the edge, and once I got to where I started, I just made a slip stitch to the very first stitch. So if you made it or chose to do option 1, where you just make this single row of single crochet, then you can now cut the yarn and fasten the loose end. If not, if you're doing option 2, we're gonna continue, so we're gonna make like a few more rows of this. So the plan is to kind of encapsulate this one or the elastic thread within this edge. So we need to make the edge at least twice as long as this band is wide. So my band is 5 millimeters wide. So this edge that I'm making needs to be at least 1 centimeter, probably 12 millimeters or something. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna turn, I'm just going to continue where I am. I just chain 1 and then I'm gonna make 1 single crochet in each single crochet from the previous round. And I'm probably gonna do this for, well, a few more rows. So I will meet you back when you have made enough rows. Okay? Okay, so let's continue. I have now made 5 rows in total of single crochet around the edge. And I also I cut the yarn so I have something to sew with now. Okay, so let's grab our elastic band. I've already cut this and I measured it against my waist because that is where this edge will be. And I cut it so that it's around 7 centimeters smaller than my waist. And I will also, when I'm sewing this together, I will overlap them a bit, like this. And 7 centimeters, I think that's about 3 inches. But this is up to you as well, how tight you want it to be. But it needs to be, the band needs to be smaller than this edge. Otherwise, the band won't really do anything. So you can go ahead and cut your elastic band so it has the right length. Then we're going to sew it together so we have a circle, a closed circle. Make sure to not twist it. I'm just going to overlap it maybe this much. Then I'm going to take just a thread that kind of matches the band and a sewing needle. Don't need much of this thread. Like that. At the very end here I'm going to make a knot. So I just hold it like this. Oop. Wrap it around my finger twice. Then I roll it like this and then pull. Which makes it into a knot. Okay. Then I'm going to thread it, if I can see what I'm doing here. Yeah. Okay, so now I have my thread. Going to take the band, overlap it a bit, and then just sew back and forth. I'm absolutely no expert at this. I'm just gonna go like this, back and forth a bit until it is stuck together. Yeah, so now it's here and I'm going to just insert it from the other side. That and then again. And I think I will go back and forth a couple of times to make sure it's completely attached, because this band will stretch quite a lot, so it needs to hold. Okay, I will meet you back when this is attached. Okay, so now the elastic band is completely attached, as you can see. And I also made a couple of knots here to make sure it doesn't come loose. Then I'm just gonna cut it off like that. And now we have our band. And this is going to become attached here within this edge. So what we need to do is grab a bigger yarn, a tapestry needle, or a bigger needle, a tapestry needle or a yarn needle or whatever they are called, and take our loose end and thread it like that. Oops. accidentally pulled the wrong end. And then what we're gonna do is have the, we're gonna, we'll sew the end. Oh, there's a knot, that's why. So we're gonna sew the edge shut. So we're gonna fold it over and then attach this last row here to the first row, or to the edge of the top, the body of the top. So you can either do this with the top inside out, or like this with the right side out. It doesn't matter, it just make sure you fold the top or the edge inwards. Okay, so I'm gonna put my band here, then I'm gonna fold it over. This can be a bit tricky, so take your time. Don't worry if it's a bit difficult at first. So I'm gonna find that first row of single crochet and just insert the needle there somewhere. Let's see if we were, yeah, like this. Then keep folding it, and I'm just gonna go all the way around, basically. Oh well, now the loose end went to the wrong side of the loop, like this. Okay, gonna do one more, show you. Pull it all the way through. Okay, and from the other side it's gonna look like this. So, yeah, just continue all the way around. And it's gonna be a little tight, so this will have to stretch, but that's the point of having the elastic band. So yeah, just make sure it's inside the edge, the folded edge, all the way around. And I will meet you back here when you're done. Okay, so I've made it all the way around. The elastic band is attached or enclosed in the edge now. So what I'm gonna do is just cut the yarn. And I know everyone has maybe their own way to weave in ends, so whatever works for you is great. I usually just tie a double knot here, and then I will weave in the ends. Okay, so here it is. The next step is to do the edge, but that will be in a different video. All right, thank you for watching.